Hi guys, Squirrel here. Welcome back to another Euro Truck video. This time we're going to take a haul. We are in Mexico and we're going to take quite a heavy haul. It's not a massively heavy haul, but it's quite a decent weight. In terms of the truck, we are in a Freightliner FLB. This is Harvin's Freightliner FLB. It's in the Steam workshop. We've got a 4x2 configuration. I've got I think it was a Cat 455 brake horsepower engine I put in there. It has 1600 pounds-foot or 2200 newton meters of torque, and I've stuck in an Eaton 10-speed with retarder. I've configured it up. I've got one of Paulie's skins on here. Paulie is, of course, the guy who does my Squirrel Logistics skins. He's got quite a few skins for the Freightliner FLB, and I chose this one and coloured it. It allows you to configure the colours, so that's what I did. I've configured the front down there, put some chrome options, put a little painted bull bar and that kind of thing, so it looks pretty decent, I think. Now, in terms of where we are in Mexico. We are in a place called Fresnillo, which is here. And how the heck are we in Mexico? You what, mate? How have you got down there? Well, this is the Viva Mexico mod and the Mexico Extreme mod. So if you get the Viva Mexico and Mexico Extreme, you end up with all of this down here. And I have to say, this map pack is coming along quite nicely. There's some very good modelling in here, and it's really rather interesting to drive around because I've never been to Mexico. I've seen plenty of America, and so when I drive around, it all looks kind of familiar now and stuff. But I've never been to Mexico. And it's rather interesting to see how they style their buildings and design their roads and how the map authors are doing things. So it is quite cool. What we'll do is we'll drive over the road and pick up our truck, and then I'll show you the actual routing. It's not a long haul, but it is quite a heavy truck, and I don't know if we're going to get any interesting experiences on the way. Well, that's a rather nice green LED, isn't it? Hey, look at this. Wow. I'm glad I didn't go for red now. So yeah, 10-speed box, which means I've got forward for 1, back for 2, then 3, then 4, and then we upshift the range. We then get 5L and H, 6L and H, and then just a 7. And that is the entire manual shift range in the 10-speed Eaton. Let's drive over there now. Now you will see, keep your eye out, because the scenery is, like I say, it's very different and very interesting. We'll make sure we can get out of here. And also I've noticed a lot of AI tending to overtake me on double solid yellow lines, which I'm pretty certain they shouldn't be. But I'm not going to blame SCS for that. I'm thinking maybe that's something to do with the map itself. So don't be too surprised if you suddenly see some vehicle fly past me on a double yellow solid lined road. Now in terms of turning right on red, I actually don't know if you can turn right on red in Mexico, but I'm going to assume that you can't, so I'm not going to do it. Feel free to correct me if that's not the case, but I'm assuming that you can't turn right on red unless it says you can, rather than America where you can unless it says you can't. I think I got that right. Anyway, the pickup point is over the road there. It's got quite a nice little turbo whistle, isn't it, eh? Okay, looks like we can go from first to third rather than first to second. But we'll see what it's like when we've got some weight on the back. There we go. Right. Let's see. Freight market. Here it is. It's a scraper. It's a 40-ton scraper. We're going to go from Fresnillo to Cuencame. I've no clue how you spell any of this. Complete guesswork, but here it is. It's down in Zacatecas. I don't know what they call these. They're not called states, are they? They're called provinces? Well, I don't know what they're called. It goes into Durango. There's Chihuahua. There's a dog called Chihuahua, isn't there? And Sonora. This is all completely new to me. I don't know the names of these Mexican states, if that's what they're called. Right, pickup point is in the corner there. Let's go this way. So yeah, we don't have a split gearbox in the low range, we only have a split gearbox in the up range, so 1, 2, 3 and 4 I can't split, but you'll see that on the little information computer as I change the gear. That's a big piece of machinery, this one. I think this is what they use for scraping up the surface of roads in order to replace the tarmac. Let's line her up, see how we're looking. Okay, I think I need to go that way a little bit. Yeah, I do. Not quite aligned. Looking a bit better. Gonna go in? Yeah, we're gonna go in. There we go. Right, let's get that hooked up. It looks like the trailer supports the air hose extension changes. We've got some beacons here. Thankfully it's not flashing inside or anything like that. CB radio's on channel 19. Looks like we're clear left, so we'll go this way. Oh, this is going to be a haul. Oh, this is going to be a haul. I should perhaps have put the oversized load sign on the front of the truck. But I quite like the bull bar, to be honest. If you look at the bull bar, it's like this really nice painted thing. Oh my life, this is a long piece of machinery. Yeah, if you look at the bull bar, look, it's like a twin painted thing. This doesn't have any rear axle steering either. And this is a very, very long trailer with a dolly. This is going to be an absolute nightmare. With no hope of reversing. Some of the roads in Mexico can be very, very interesting. If we get one of those roads, bearing in mind I've not been down this route, so I don't know what to expect. We could get a clear run. Could be hell on earth. Let's drop down to second. Actually, I was about to say a good sign as to whether you can turn right on red would be if the AI is doing it, but then again, thinking about it, no it's not, because the game wouldn't respect that in a different country. The game's just built to do it, I think. Okay, that didn't go into 5L. You see a lot of this as well, little parked cars and stuff. There's going to be lots of things that are going to cause some problems. At least the brakes are working well. Now, I put this little sunshade in here. I'm beginning to regret it already because I can't actually see the traffic lights. I try and look underneath. I can't actually see what's going on. So I'll probably have to go external camera just this little light. Let's let that guy go. Don't drive into me, Pay. Come on, keep moving. I'm gonna wait. Are you... Okay, I'll go then. Oh boy. Oh boy, that guy's car is about to get nailed. I really would love him to move, and he did. Whew. That's one of the frustrating things, isn't it, compared to real life. In real life, you could just put your head out the window and go, just move your car! And in fact, the guy would probably get out the way because he doesn't want his truck to get wiped out, but the AI doesn't do anything like that. He just sits there going, let me just run some script. Nice bike. First gear. Can't start in second gear in this. Come on. 2000 RPM change-up. Except the gearing between first and second is very narrow. You very quickly get into fourth gear as well. What's that? 60 limit, I think it said? Interesting, the sat-nav's not showing the speed limit, so I guess it's not been declared on this road properly. Oh, and the other thing about the Viva Mexico map that you'll see if you drive, speed bumps. They absolutely love their speed bumps in this country. A bit like the French love their tolls, Mexico loves its speed bumps, and some of them are massive. Those are like little cheeky ones, but some of them can be absolutely huge. Let's get in that lane. What the heck? Press the E key to stop the engine. What was that? I think I just passed a rest area. Okay, it's not so keen on 7L. Perhaps I should have gone to 6H at this point. Speed limit is on 55. Okay, there's a jake brake kicking in. We're starting to gather a lot of momentum down this hill. I don't know if you can see or not, but we're actually going down a hill here. I'm just going to keep the speed nice and gentle. But yeah, we're going down a very big downslope. And the momentum push from the weight of this trailer is quite substantial. Looks good though, doesn't it? Looks real good. Yeah, I'm quite happy to cruise behind these guys. And then we'll begin our climb in a second. We might have to change to 6H. There we go. Let's keep it in the torque band. So far, so good. I kind of figured we might have some more problems because some of the roads are... if you go off the beaten track, you can find yourself in very twisty, windy, kind of mountainous territory on this map. Which is fun. Absolutely fun. There you go. Now it's struggling. 6L. 5H. Look, revs are still coming down, but we're over the top of the hill now, so... bit of a monster weight here. Let's just keep the revs climbing. That'll do. Okay, let's have a look. 97 miles. What time do we need to be there? Expected Friday 10:30 to 14:45. Okay. I don't know if we're going to make that. 5.5 hours remaining. Current ETA is 6 1/4. I think we might be late with this delivery. And it's a very roller coastery kind of road. Maybe we should try and get the speed limit up to this. Get the speed up to the speed limit. Make up a bit of time. Thing is, when you're driving these super heavyweight trailers, I tend to stay quite low on the speed. You know, I don't feel like you should be driving over 55 in with this kind of trailer on the back, regardless of what that speed limit says. It just doesn't feel safe. I just gone the wrong way. I missed that little shimmy turn and I've gone the wrong way. Yay! Okay, no idea where we're going now. Let's have a quick look at the sat-nav. Okay, looks like we got away with it. Looks like it's leading to the same junction almost, bizarrely. So it looks like I got very, very lucky on that mistake. Probably not set us back too much in terms of distance. No, it's not. Blimey. Cool. I kind of figured that what I would do, the reason I went for the Freightliner FRB was because I was thinking to myself, I know what Mexico's like in terms of its traffic and its road design. So I kind of fancy taking a short wheelbase truck rather than a long wheelbase truck, because that way I can be a bit more maneuverable. Oh boy. Oh boy. It's one of those security checkpoints. Up a hill. Oh, it doesn't want to pull. It doesn't want to pull first gear. The only thing stopping us rolling back right now is that speed bump. Oh boy. Nope, we're not going anywhere, peeps. Hill starting in this thing. We've got stuff behind us as well, so I don't think this is going to work out so well. This is a sticky situation. Look, it just literally doesn't want to move it. It's like the gear ratios don't work. Now, if I know you're a truck, if I was to change the gearbox layout or control from H shifter and just put it on simple automatic, what do you think will happen? You see? And I've experienced this before. I've experienced that before. You cannot get it to start, hill start in first gear manually, like you can automatic. somehow it finds extra torque that is not available from your manual clutch. So we'll get ourselves up this hill, and I'll change it back. But that, if you manual shift and that happens to you, it's actually a useful trick. Because it can actually get you out of a sticky situation. There we go. Right, so now we'll just put it back. Controls. Go back to H shifter. And try and guess what gear we're in. Let's go for 4. There we go. Now, those little security checks in this map do happen fairly frequently, and they normally seem to be on a slope as well. Maybe I should have chose a gearbox with a different ratio to give me more kind of low-end torque. But I find it interesting that the AI engine underneath is able to do it with an automatic gearbox. It's not like we didn't have enough power or enough torque, we just couldn't deploy it via the manual route. Because you find yourself trying to clutch ride, and I find that you can't clutch ride very easily in this game. So you can't like hold the revs and get any kind of traction on the wheel. I've experienced that a lot over the years, and if you switch to automatic, it just works. If the automatic can't do it, it means that your engine just simply doesn't have enough power for that weight. But if the automatic gearbox can work, well, it'll get you out of trouble. Anyway, that's the first interesting thing that's happened in terms of this route. Maybe there'll be more later on. Let's keep our eye out for more security checkpoints. It's funny though, whenever you get stuck like that, there's always vehicles right behind you. So that as soon as you start to roll back, boom, you're done. It's just sod's law. One of those things. Let's have a look at the map, see what we're coming up to. Maybe put it like that, and then we can see roughly where we are. But yeah, the Mexican roads, just pay attention to some of the buildings as well. And I've not seen, I've not seen floating buildings, he says as he turns and sees a floating car. Like, that was amazing timing. Oh my god. That is the first floating thing I think I've seen on this map, and it just happens at the point where I say I've not seen any floating buildings. But yeah, no, it's actually quite a good map. It's like the quality-wise is right up there now. They're doing a really good job on this. And the Mexico Extreme, which is an optional add-on for Viva Mexico. The Mexico Extreme is particularly interesting because it does give you some absolutely crazy driving. Okay, so this checkpoint's not... This must be the border. Maybe this is into Durango then. Maybe that's what it is. It's like a state crossing border. Oh, look where we are. Yeah, it is, look. It's like a border checkpoint. Okay, we got away with it this time. But in terms of scenery, I've seen a lot of this kind of terrain where it's kind of dry and like dead almost. That the words, like it's just got bits of vegetation on it. I've seen it's where full forestries, like they've got full forest areas as well. They've got some very steep drop kind of mountains that you can drive through. You're talking like where you're going on these twisty roads, and on the side of you is just a massive drop. They've got some of that going on. And then they've got the kind of, interesting forestry pickups as well. You've got lovely little towns, these kind of Mexican towns. Very interesting to drive through. It's definitely worth getting a look at because it really does extend the map as well from the American Truck Sim. And I would say there's very, very little chance that SCS will come down this way. Like, they've got the rest of the United States to worry about, so it's not like the situation with Pro Mods where you know, ProMods does a country and then SCS does, hey, we're going to do that country as well, and it's the same one, you know, so we've already driven in that country. That's not going to happen with the Mexico map. I don't think SCS will be in Mexico for a very long time. In which point, you know, this map can just progress, and it's progressing very well. Like, I've driven this a number of times over the last sort of, what, 15, 18 months or so, and it, you know, I remember it when it was just a few cities down on the west side is what they did first. And it's really coming along. Like, you can see that the people doing it, like, their skills are improving. A bit like what happened with ProMods, you know, they just got better and better at what they were doing. And they've gone back and they've added more detail, and it's just a good job. Definitely recommend giving it a go, because if you're kind of, you know, you find that, oh my god, you find that you want something different. And, are we going this way? I think we are. Oh my god, but you do get these kind of horrible Mexican roads. Because some of the surface here is not good. Okay, we are here. I don't know how you say that. Quenekeme. Looks like a fairly sort of straightforward drop-off. Nothing crazy to worry about. I'm not quite sure where we're going in at the moment. Please don't ask me to reverse this trailer, because this is a monster. Oh my life. Oh boy. Looks like it's a drive-in. Should be okay in theory, as long as we can get it lined up. Just need to make sure we take all this yard up. Oh no, that trailer! No! This is not actually going to be possible. I've seen this situation before. When you pick up a long trailer like this and you drop off into this yard with a long trailer like that, this drop-off becomes impossible. Because there's no hope of you being able to turn now. I can't straighten this out before I get there. And there's no distance beyond to straighten out with either. That's not good. Not good at all. We don't get enough of a run here to straighten it up. Try and take as much space as I can. And of course, reversing it is not really an option either. It just depends how quickly this thing straightens up. You see, it's not like we need another 5-10 meters in that direction to straighten up properly. Oh boy. Let's see what we can do. I can't get this thing to turn. If I can push it, keep pushing it so it goes into the corner a little bit. The real problem here is not being able to do this, it's the yard space that's available to do this. That's the real killer. Okay. Back it up as much as we can, which is more or less about here, and then try and move it back over again. Yeah, this is one of the more difficult drop-offs that SCS has done, and it's all down to this amount of space here. This is what kills it. Try and get that dolly to turn quicker. There we go. It's starting to get there. What a drop-off, eh? We had a fairly simple run, and then look what happened. All because they want it specifically against that. Now, with a bit of luck, we can pull it over this time. The back's more or less where we need it to be. I think we got it this time. Crikey, eh? And all that because of that trailer. There we go. Ooh! Yeah, it's all to do with the spawn back there. It's a random spawn. If I came back here like tomorrow, that spawn might not be there and we've got so much more room to do it. But we got it delivered, and hopefully we got it delivered on time. Let's have a look. Excellent delivery. So yeah, show results and bonus. It's all good. It was all on time. I was a bit worried. We took 4.5 hours. I was a bit worried we're going to be late with that one. But no, that was fun. It was actually fun. So in my mod spreadsheet, which is in the description, mods.score.tv, if you just want to memorize it, you will find under the ATS tab. Just remember the spreadsheet has more than one tab. And if you look in the ATS tab, you will see a link to the Viva Mexico and Mexico Extreme, which is what these two maps are. In terms of the trailers, these are the Jazzy Cat trailer packs, so if you want that trailer, you're going to find it, I think you'll find it in the Jazzy Cat Overweight trailer pack, maybe. Would be the place to look. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and please give me a thumbs up if you did. Until the next one, take care. Happy trucking.